Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping in Lowe's, North McKinney, Texas. As always, please make sure you are pressing that thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as give me a follow on Instagram. My Instagram name is @GrowFolds, and if you have any questions about the plants that I feature, feel free to send me a direct message. For those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome, my name is Richie and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos, and today we are going to Lowe's right after a 10-hour shift at work. I figured I'd go late afternoon after I got off of work to check out this Lowe's location. This Lowe's location is typically one that is stocked. I am based out in North Dallas, so I'm always checking out the best big box stores, whether it is Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, or Target. And so we're going to enter this particular Lowe's location to see what plants they have. But before we get into the plant shopping videos, I did want to talk about Classy Rabbit soil. So if you are a loyal plant foldy, you've already seen this video, but for those that haven't heard about Classy Rabbit soil, my first question is, have you pooped on your plants today? And if you haven't, then you really need to be pooping on your plants. So Classy Rabbit soil is a fast draining 100% naturally sourced ingredient of soil. It is a complete soil that was created by farmers. This is actually a local small business based out in McKinney, Texas. As you can see right here, plant foldies, I am potting up a beautiful Aglaonema golden powder in a terracotta planter that I bought from Walmart using the chunky Classy Rabbit soil. It is one of the best soil substrates I've ever used, and I highly recommend it. So I wanted to make sure that there was some awareness created about Classy Rabbit soil. Classy Rabbit soil has amazing ingredients. The main ingredient is obviously the rabbit manure, but there is also rice hull, pumice, composted food waste, and natural mycorrhizae, which helps actually establish the root system. So when you have a strong root system, you're going to have some phenomenal growth from your plant. So you can see right here, I am potting up this plant. You got to slap that pot to make sure that all of the soil is mixed around the actual roots. It's super easy to use Classy Rabbit soil to pot up any of your plants. It's definitely a versatile plant soil substrate, and you can see right here, plant foldies, this is a fast draining soil. So whenever you talk about plant care tips, oftentimes we hear that term fast draining. And the reason why you want a fast draining soil for a lot of these plants is you don't want to promote root rot by having too much moisture sitting on the roots of the plant. The plant's roots need room to breathe, and Classy Rabbit soil really does allow it. I love the fact that it is fast draining. However, it still does remain a soil that actually retains its moisture. So again, it is a complete soil where you don't actually have to put soil amendments like perlite or anything of that nature. You can see that I have watered up my Aglaonema golden powder, and you can see that this soil you can purchase at classyrabbit.com. Definitely check out the website. And what's exciting is Classy Rabbit soil is now at a lower price, and if you buy a certain amount of Classy Rabbit soil bags, it is free shipping. For all of the plant foldies that have bought Classy Rabbit soil, let me know in the comment section how your soil is working for your plants, and I hope you guys give this local small business a chance. Let's go ahead and poop on our plants. So as you can see right here, plant foldies, we are gonna go into this Lowe's location. I am so excited. I am pumped. I am so happy that I've been able to consistently this week produce daily 1-hour brand new plant shopping videos. So you can see right here, there are some seeds that you can still buy at these big box stores. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at some of the plants that they have at this Lowe's location. Plant foldies, take a look at all of these gorgeous plants. The majority of these plants that we will be looking at as we go big box store plant shopping, looking for budget-friendly plants. These are mostly Costa Farms plant, Urban Jungle plant, and Live Trends Design plant. We will also look at some of the outdoor garden section in just a bit, but I did want to go ahead and put down this beautiful 6-inch planter of a Syngonium by Costa Farms. This one is for $16.98. I know we've got a few plant foldies that love Syngonium. Shout out to Angelie. Hello, Angelie. I know that you shop for a lot of these beautiful Syngoniums. What I like about Syngoniums is that they have a very vigorous growth pattern. It actually goes fairly fast and they're very easy to propagate. Like literally you can take a cutting off of a Syngonium and you don't even necessarily have to put them in water. You can actually propagate them straight into soil. The success rate of propagating cuttings from a Syngonium is high, and so Syngoniums are a plant that are fun to share. You can make propagations and share them with your friends. Over here, we've got a staghorn fern, a Dutch staghorn fern by Costa Farms. And you know, as I've gone big box store plant shopping throughout the week, one thing that I've discovered in terms of just time management and being able to maintain a consistent posting when it comes to big box or plant shopping is literally making sure that I just go out there and bite the bullet and just go ahead and film plants. There was a time where I was just really tired and I just didn't really want to go out and go big box or plant shopping, but with things being super stressful, things being a little bit hectic, life in general just being life, you know, the wellness and the relaxation I get from just going out and filming plants, it's really beneficial for my mental health as well as my wellness. So I've just maintained a consistent schedule of, you know, filming one plant shopping video right after work, and on my days off, I was able to film 2 to 3 videos. So you can see that it's almost like a working day off, but it's not necessarily work. So for the plant content creators that you see out there on YouTube, I always wonder how people are able to consistently produce videos. One thing that I did notice is when I don't post or upload a live premiere consistently at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, some of my videos, when I go like a day or two when I don't upload, don't get pushed out nearly as much. So I did want to say, for the plant foldies that continue to tune in to my videos, watch them in their entirety and make sure that they're pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video, know that that helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I was looking at our plant foldie community and how much we've grown over the last year and a half, almost 2 years, and it's super exciting. And I've even seen some of the plant foldies that used to go on the live premiere chats start making their way back. Thank you for joining us. So as you can see right here, plant foldies, this is just going to be a light-hearted browsing around some of these plants. You can see this is a Live Trends Design plant on a trellis, Hoya Kamingiana, which is a plant or a Hoya that is found in my family's home country, the Philippines. And yes, I have to talk about being Filipino, all things Filipino, because I am proud of my heritage. And whenever I look at some of these tropical plants that we sell as quote house plants, it just reminds me that a lot of these plants we see, like for instance this Hoya carnosa Live Trends Design plant for $16.98. These are plants that grow in the wild, that grow outdoors in a Southeast Asian country such as the Philippines. Now over here, plant foldies, we are looking at a Hydra helix, or the correct way, and you already say it with me, Hedera helix, or the English ivy. This one is for $9.98. You will see that Costa Farms actually has a very stylistic approach with the planter. You know, Costa Farms will release these budget-friendly plants in these beautiful planters. Like I love the pink planter of this, and you can see that it has some unique texture. The Hedera helix is an English ivy that is very challenging to grow indoors. This is the Patina English ivy. I love the variegation. I say this in all my videos, but I am obsessed. I am obsessed with English ivy. And you know, some people will roast me in the comment section and be like, Richie, let it go. We get it. We get that you like English ivy. We get that you say Hydra helix, But you know what? It's one of those things where I just keep coming back to that English ivy. And I think it's because I'm fixated at the fact that it's such a challenging plant, but it is a beautiful plant. I love the leaf shape of it. It reminds me of maples. And for those that don't know, I collect Japanese maple cultivars. I have several cultivars actually. So it's kind of like the same plant addiction, plant obsession, whatever you want to call it when it comes to Aglaonema. I collect Japanese maples, and I hope at some point I will have time to create more plant content even featuring Japanese maples, because this YouTube channel, while it did start out as an origami ASMR channel, hence the fact that I call my YouTube channel Grow Folds. I probably should say Grow Folds Plants to maybe boost the algorithm's recognition that this is a plant YouTube channel. But I call this channel Grow Folds because it was originally an origami channel where I was literally making daily or sometimes bi-day, like 2 videos a day of me folding origami paper cranes. For those that haven't really explored my YouTube channel, just know that I have so many different playlists on my YouTube channel. I've seen a couple of plant foldies kind of binge watch some of these playlists. Definitely check out how to fold an origami paper crane. It's something that is very near and dear to me. It is a routine that I do every day as well to practice mindfulness. And so definitely check that out. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up a couple more of these plants right here. You'll notice that there are a lot of hanging baskets from Costa Farms. That was a beautiful Syngonium white butterfly for $16.98. And take a look at this. Beautiful Philodendron heteroecium, and oh my goodness, do you see that this is actually on clearance, you guys? This is a beautiful full trailing plant of Philodendron heteroecium. Normally it's $16.98, but whenever you see a black mark across the label of a plant at Lowe's, that means that it's actually marked down. For some reason, this is for $16.98, but it is on 50% off. So yeah, I am gonna buy this plant. I think if you were in the same situation where you find a beautiful plant for 50% off that is looking super healthy, you would go ahead and buy it. Philodendron heteroecium Brazil. It is an easy plant to grow. It is an easy care plant. It is a common plant. Some people will call it too basic to put in a plant collection, but as I've always said in all of my plant shopping videos, I try to steer people in the right direction, which is stress-free plants, budget-friendly plants, easy care plants, inexpensive plants, and that Philodendron heteroecium is one I would recommend, and I totally lucked out. So I'm gonna just leave it there. Hopefully somebody doesn't pick it up, but that is a definite need for me today. I need to buy that plant today because it is 50% off on sale. So let's go ahead and just keep picking up some of these plants. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think about that Philodendron heteroecium and what some of these other plants you're seeing, which ones you would buy, which ones you've acquired, because as I always say, I do love hearing from the comments in the comment section below. I also, and I know I'm being a little bit chatty today, but I also wanted to say thank you so much to all the plant foldies that have expressed concern for my 90-year-old grandmother, my Lola Belen. This past Monday, she actually fell in the middle of the night while going to the restroom and fractured her hip. She had to be rushed to the hospital for an emergency surgery. Thankfully, she got out of the surgery. It was a successful one. She was able to wake up from the anesthesia, and not only did she get out of waking up from the anesthesia, she was very much conscious about who the people were around her, because there's always a risk, especially for somebody her age. To be transparent, I am really having a tough time accepting the fact that she fell, and you know, I hate to see my grandmother suffer. For those that are looking for plant content, I apologize if I am kind of talking outside of plants, but I felt the need to update a lot of the plant foldies that are truly following sharing my plant journey, because my grandmother is the inspiration for the reason why I even got into plants as a, during my childhood. She has taught me so many life lessons. And when you think about it, just a couple of months ago, she was just walking around freely. For somebody that is 90 years old, she is really healthy. And just to see her get herself hurt, I am praying and hoping that she will have a full recovery, because I want to continue to see my grandmother have a long and meaningful life. So again, plant foldies, thank you for all of the prayers. Thank you for the kind messages. I definitely will show her that in the comment section. And for those that even messaged me on my Instagram, all of your comments and messages I will show to my grandmother. I will be seeing her very soon this coming weekend. So anyways, let me get off of my little soap opera. I apologize for those that may have just clicked on this video and didn't expect for me to just kind of tell you guys my life story in terms of what's going on with my grandmother, but she is a big part of my YouTube channel, and it's because she offers to me inspiration on plants, just how easy she grows plants and just her life lessons. So let's go ahead and just continue to pick up some of these plants right here. Plant foldies, you can see at this Lowe's location, lots of combination of Costa Farms and also urban jungle plants. I would even say the merchandising at this particular Lowe's location is quite good. I like the fact that it is organized, the plants are fairly healthy, and this is another consistent big box store that performs well in terms of getting plant restocks. And take a look at this beautiful large hanging basket of Hedera helix, or the correct way to say it is Hedera helix, guys. This one is a beautiful variegated English ivy in an 8-inch planter by Costa Farms. That one is for $20.98, and look at how full and beautiful it is. Now, the thing about it is, if you were to try to grow this indoors, I can almost guarantee you, unless you are spraying this down with neem oil, unless you have high humidity, this is going to get attacked by spider mites. I'm still surprised that English ivy is really marketed as an indoor plant, but it really doesn't do well indoors unless somebody has unlocked a secret we don't know. It is very challenging to grow that plant. We have a peperomia teardrop. This one is the non-variegated version in an 8-inch planter, $20.98. And as far as hanging baskets by Costa Farms, can anybody tell me their favorites of hanging baskets by Costa Farms? Which ones do you typically buy? I love buying any type of Epipremnum aureum, or what you call pothos plants by Costa Farms. I feel like their hanging baskets are definitely budget friendly, inexpensive, and you get a lot of plant for the amount of money you spend. I want to know your insights on that. Now, this Monstera adansonii, beautiful plant. This one is in an urban jungle planter. This is also known as a Swiss cheese plant. I do like the holes and little fenestrations of it. This one wants to climb up a totem pole or moss pole. That's really the natural inclination of this plant. And as it climbs up a pole, the leaves get larger and larger, especially when the aerial roots start to attach to that support. $14.98. This is a Ficus elastica burgundy rubber tree plant. Love them. This one is by Urban Jungle. Really nice value for the price that you would pay. if you want to increase the growth of this in a fairly quick matter, grow them outside. Grow your ficus elastica or rubber tree plant in full sun outdoors, and they will really grow. But you can see right here, look at this. More Aglaonema, $14.98 by Urban Jungle. This one is in a classic Aglaonema red siam. And for those that are watching, you already know what I'm going to ask you. If you do not have an Aglaonema red siam, can you just buy one? I mean, they're not that expensive. Give me a chance to make you love Aglaonemas. I am obsessed with Aglaonemas. I love Aglaonemas. I think everybody should have an Aglaonema. Say Aglaonema with me. Go ahead, Aglaonema. We need Aglaonema. Popularize Aglaonema. They are some amazing easy care plants, and the reason being is they are low light tolerant and drought tolerant. And plant foldies, Aglaonema red siam is a classic. It is the official Grow Folds plant mascot. I mean, it's one of those plants that are commonly found, inexpensive, easy to care for, and budget friendly. So why not get yourself an Aglaonema red siam? It's a beautiful plant. And so we're going to continue to pick up some more plants here. You can see that we've got another Live Trends design planter. This one is mixing ceramics with some woven basket around it. This one is for $24.98. I'm not 100% sure what type of philodendron it is, but look at the red veining, the petioles, and the stems. I love the look of this particular plant. Let me know in the comment section if you know. It almost looks like a philodendron Prince of Orange. I'm not 100% sure. So feel free to leave in the comment section what the actual plant ID is. Now with philodendron, they're typically easy to take care of. They like bright indirect light. Some of them will need a moss pole or a totem pole for support. That's really what they want to do in terms of growth. But this one is more of a clumping type philodendron. It grows a little bit more compact, but you'll see that Live Trends Design planters, they use mixed media. And I love the fact that Live Trends Design really pushes the envelope when it comes to plant styling. It is my favorite plant styling aesthetic. I love that modern contemporary look. $24.98, and it is beautiful. So today we're just going to go walk around. I'm going to be very chatty and talk about plants, talk about life. Hopefully everybody has had an amazing week, and know that I am inspired to continue to go big box store plant shopping. I cannot believe next Thursday I will be 43 years old. August 7th is my birthday. I'm excited because I will actually be going to dinner at this amazing steakhouse called Town Hearth in Dallas. If you've ever gone to Dallas and want some amazing steak, go to Town Hearth. I will blog a little bit of that as well on my YouTube membership tier called the Super Plant Foldies. And actually, for those that haven't joined my YouTube membership tier, I would love to invite you guys. It is only for $2.99. And say it with me, only for the price of a cup of coffee. It's even less than buying a Exotic Angels Costa Farm plant for $5.98. Go ahead and support me. You know, hit the join button if you're watching this YouTube video on a computer, or if you want to join my YouTube membership tier, you can always check on the pinned comment section. It will say click here to join my YouTube membership tier. Definitely helps with the sustainability of this YouTube channel. Quite frankly, and being transparent, this is a way of me creating some passive income to fund some of my plants and just to support the supplies and the amount of money I invest in creating this content for y'all. So definitely check it out. Become a Super Plant Foldie. And again, shout out to David, Super Plant Foldie, that always gifts so many Plant Foldies a YouTube membership tier. You'll get some access to some exclusive content. You'll get to be able to use some of those cute chicken emojis of my baby chickens that are not babies anymore, Charlotte and Catriona. But anyways, let me go ahead and just keep showing you some plants. You'll see right here they do have a clearance section, aka 911 Rescue Me plants. These are all for 50% off. And then look at these massive large plants that they have over here. And we're going to go ahead and keep looking at some easy care plants. $14.98, some Sansevierias by Urban Jungle Plants. This is a beautiful Aglaonema Golden Bay by Urban Jungle. Look at that. I love the white stems. This one is, I believe, for $19.98 or maybe $24.98. Plant foldies, would you buy this Aglaonema? Because if you are going to buy this, just know the care tips for this one is literally water the Aglaonema Golden Bay when the soil is completely dry. So typically about once a week or once every 2 weeks. Put it in a bright indirect light area, or it can go into a lower light setting. It's just not going to grow as fast, but it's a beautiful and easy to care for plant. We've got some more philodendrons right over here and just many plants to pick from. And that's the reason why my go-to big box store to go do big box store plant shopping videos is typically Lowe's. But I also like to feature beautiful houseplants at Home Depot, Walmart, and even Target. Those big box stores I love shopping at, and I mentioned this in another video, but it's not necessarily the name of the big box store that I go after. Wherever I want to go plant shopping or just shopping in general, a couple of things that I have as far as criteria. Number one, the service levels of the big box store or business needs to be on point. Number two, the organization and quality of the products. And then number three, whether I'm getting good value or inexpensive budget-friendly pricing. So it really just depends on which big box store. I know some people have chosen to shop at particular big box stores, but for me, just like I say with big box or plant shopping videos or just buying plants at a big box store, don't ever feel like you are taking away from a small business or putting small businesses and local nurseries out of business if you buy plants from a big box store. There is a reason why we have big box stores around. We also have the choice to buy plants at a local or small nursery. I have to say this in a lot of my videos because I'll get some direct messages about why I promote big box or plant shopping videos. Number one, and just to answer that question, it's because not everybody gets to live at an amazing metropolitan area such as the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I tend to be a little bit more partial to North Dallas. I just feel like that is a place that is really peaceful, really clean and organized, and I just love it out in North Dallas. But some people may not have access to amazing plant shops such as Peta's Planters, Green Acres Nursery, all of these local nurseries out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So you might only be able to get plants at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, and yes, even Target. So, feel free to just chime in and let me know what you think about just big box store plants. But for now, I am going outside because quintessential grow folds, plant foldies, you already know I love to also show you outdoor gardening plants. So not only are we confined to just indoor tropical plants, I like to make sure I diversify the plant content. Sometimes it goes against me a little bit because what happens with YouTube is you fall into a specific niche. So most of my niche is big box store indoor tropical plants, but I like to push the envelope a little bit and show y'all some of the outdoor garden plants. So let's just walk around and see what they have in the Lowe's Garden Center. And I love the fact that they still have lots of golden pothos readily available. This one is for $19.98. You can see that these pothos plants are living their best life. You can see that they're trailing. You can see that they've got some aerial roots, and that would just be a very great candidate to actually take cuttings and propagate. And you can see right here, variegated ajuga. Love this plant. This was a plant that I would want to try to grow indoors, but I just really feel like this is another plant that really needs to be growing outdoors. What's interesting is I didn't even realize that a ajuga plant, even a variegated ajuga plant, can be a perennial in my grow zone. So super excited about that, because I actually had one that was growing in a container and it came back this year. So that was a surprise. And you know, in terms of plants like this Fatsa japonica or Japanese Aralia, you know, these plants are adaptable as houseplants, but in a lot of cases, plants just do better growing outdoors. I am a huge advocate of taking a lot of your indoor tropical plants, growing them outdoors in a shaded area where it gets like gentle morning sun and protection from the hot afternoon sun. I've seen lots of my plants, specifically my Aglaonemas, some of my plants that were struggling and not doing as well indoors, really perk up by growing them outdoors. So for the plant foldies that are tuned in, that have been growing plants indoors and have taken them outdoors, let me know in the comments section if that has actually helped out for you by taking them outdoors. And you can see right here, we've got some more boxwood right here. These have some really nice trunk structures that would make a good bonsai. I still have yet to make the bonsai supply affiliate video. I feel really bad because I've just been swamped with a lot of work. And in terms of bonsai, for those that don't know what a bonsai is, it is basically the art of growing a miniature tree into a shallow container. And the bonsai supply has amazing bonsai supply soil. I have bought bonsai supply soil on Amazon and it does really well for me. It is fast draining, and I would even recommend it on your succulents and cactus. You can see Proven Winners has lots of beautiful plants. In my previous video where I featured lots of Proven Winners Leaf Joy houseplants at that Home Depot where it was 50% off, Proven Winners also has a outdoor garden line, which is what they're really known for. And I have a lot of Proven Winner hybrids that are growing outdoors. For instance, my lantana. And you know, I can't go to a big box store like Lowe's and not feature a beautiful variegated bougainvillea. This is the bougainvillea raspberry ice. I just wish I could grow that year-round, long-term, but you know, in terms of growing a variegated bougainvillea, they would have to be overwintered, meaning you would have to bring them indoors in the winter if you live out in North Dallas because of the snow and ice and cold winters we have. So I'm just gonna keep walking around here. You can see we've got some Encore azaleas. You already know the story of Encore azaleas. They are reblooming azaleas that will bloom in the spring, summer, and fall. They would make really good specimens for bonsai. There is a whole world of azaleas, and you can see right here, this one has a pretty good structure where if you were to cut these top branches back, you could promote smaller growth. And hopefully I can talk more in detail about how to create bonsai. Not sure if any of the plant folies have done that, but let's continue to just walk around and see what other outdoor plants we have available. And then we're gonna go back inside and look at the indoor tropical plants. Lowe's is very consistent with their just plant selection, but I would say the last big box store I went shopping at that Home Depot out in West Plano, Texas. If you haven't gotten a chance to take a look at that video, definitely watch it, because Proven Winners Leaf Joy series houseplants, it was just phenomenal. And just look at the late afternoon light that hits all of these beautiful succulents and cactus. And You can see right here, this is another one of the plants that I like to feature. I love that green on green variegation that this particular plant has. Very nice coloration. I do like that green on green variegation that, plants have. This one is the lime sizzler bush, I believe. Let's take a look at it. This is the fire bush, and this one is for $26.98. And then we're gonna go look over here. You can see we've got a plethora of perennials. We've got some banana tree plants right over here. Look at how massive these are. Beautiful foliage. And when it comes to like outdoor gardening plants, I know some people are not really into that, but if you have the outdoor space and you're able to grow your plants outdoors, whether it's really for an outdoor garden, it just makes plant care easy because Mother Nature will take care of the plant with just Mother Nature in general. So you can see right here, this is a Hydra helix. Say it with me, plant foldies. Hydra helix, or the correct way to say it is Hedera helix. And this cannot be a Grow Folds big box or plant shopping video if we don't say Hydra helix. I get a crack of myself when it just whenever I say that. I probably should just let that inside joke go, but how can you not say Hydra helix? Anyways, this is another plant that if somebody can crack the code on how to keep spider mites from infecting it, invading it, please let me know in the comment section below. But I'm gonna go ahead and round up the outdoor garden section and come back inside to look at the indoor tropical plants. But you'll see we have some palm trees right here, different types of palm trees. I really like the look of that as well. This is the windmill palm, and you can see that it's got a really nice shape. I just recently potted up my variegated lady palm that I got from overseas, and look at this right here. We've got a mandevilla flower that has wrapped around the white bird of paradise. So as we go ahead and spin around here, you can see that Lowe's does have a lot of palms. I'm not really into palms because they require quite a bit of light and they're a little bit more spider mite prone. So in terms of just a potential pest, I like to find plants that are a little bit more durable, plants that are a little bit more forgiving. But you'll see these are by Costa Farms. These are large palms for only $22.98. So now we're back inside looking at the indoor tropical plants. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the Costa Farms exotic angel line that they have at this particular Lowe's location. So I have visited this location for quite a bit. I've been able to find some amazing plant finds, such as the Costa Farms trending tropical plant, the Neon Enjoy Pothos. So, this location will get some really cool plants. For instance, we've got this Photonia plant, and with Photonias, this one is for $5.98. I love the look of Photonias because it has that nice pink veining. The problem with Photonias is they really are plants that need to be watered more frequently, and they do better in higher humidity levels. So whenever I started looking at some of the proven winner Leaf Joy terrariums at that Home Depot, they actually had a lot of the Photonias in the terrariums. It's the same thing with the Dark Mystery Palea. I love the look of it. I love the metallic leaves and just the shine on it. This one is for $8.98. And, in terms of Paleas, there's many different varieties. When you think about plants that have dark foliage, oftentimes it's that goth look, but I still find it very elegant. And then over here for $16.98, we've got a Hoya Bertonier, I think that's how you pronounce it, for my Hoya heads. One thing that I hope Costa Farms will eventually delve into is just having more Hoyas readily available. I've noticed that Proven Winners Leaf Joy had so many different varieties, and for those that love Hoyas, I already know there are a lot of plant foldies that love Hoyas. Wouldn't you agree if Costa Farms could just produce even more Hoya hanging baskets? That would be amazing. I mean, Costa Costa Farms does an amazing job already just getting us many varieties of hanging baskets, and you can see that this particular Lowe's location has it. We've got a Hoya Cumingiana. Now that I know that this is actually a Hoya that is endemic and native to the Philippines, I always have to pick this up. I always have to feature it because I just have an emotional attachment to any of the plants that are native to the Philippines, because it just reminds me of my family's home country. And I am hoping to actually take another trip to the Philippines sometime next year in February. So I'm planning that alongside with Luke. So we'll see if we can actually make it there. And I'm hoping to be able to film even more plant content while I am going to the Philippines. But anyways, I'm just going to continue to pick up some more of these Costa Farm exotic angel plants. You know, when it comes to Costa Farm exotic angel plants, they either come in the 3-inch planters or the 5-inch planters. You can see this one is a beautiful Marble Queen Pothos. Super excited to share with the plant foldies. So before I ended up having to go to work on Thursday, I actually potted up several of my pothos cuttings into a 6-inch planter. So I was able to get like 5 6-inch planters full of pothos cuttings. So I'm going to go ahead and take another load of cuttings to propagate. So I'm all about multiplying and propagating my pothos plants. I mean, you can see over here, what a beautiful pothos. And, you know, as much as I love Aglaonema, actually, I'm addicted to Aglaonema. I'm actually working on another shipment from overseas with my friend leafcrafter.id on Instagram. If you haven't already followed him, definitely do so. But super excited that I'm also getting some more Aglaonema shipped to me. I should be getting the Aglaonema by next week in time for my 43rd birthday, which is on August 7th. So we'll have a planty party there. I do have some reservations to an amazing Dallas steakhouse called Town Hearth. If you are a local or somebody that's ever eaten at Town Hearth, you already know it is one of the best steakhouses in all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Did I tell you, plant foldies, I'm also a foodie. I love trying different types of food, and I'm about to go ahead and debut for the members only video. So if you are not part of my YouTube membership tier, definitely consider joining it. It's only for $2.99. It's literally a cup of you know, the price of a cup of coffee, and it does help with the sustainability of this YouTube channel, but I will have my food blog on there. Anyways, plant foldies, let's get back to the plants. A lot of the plants I'm going to be showing and picking up are mostly Costa Farms plants. I do have a strong affinity for Costa Farms plants because, as I've mentioned in a lot of my videos, Costa Farms just makes it so readily available for a lot of our plant lovers to get access to these plants at budget-friendly, inexpensive, cost-effective plant pricing. So for this one right here, like if you want to get into Hoyas, you can get this Hoya Carnosa Crimson Princess in a 6-inch planter for only $16.98. Look at this beautiful Dracaena Dorado, for instance, $12.98 in a 6-inch planter. Dracaenas. Let's talk about Dracaenas for a minute. They are low light tolerant, drought tolerant, highly underrated, highly overlooked. So let's also bring a little bit of light. Let's create a bigger lens for everybody to see that that plant is another plant that deserves to be in your plant collection. So plant foldies, let us just spread that awareness for some of these underrated plants. I'm always rooting for the underdog, but then I'm also looking at this right here. So Philodendron Pink Princess used to be $19.98. It is now at a lower price because it's just in a self-watering planter by Costa Farms, $15.98. We've got a beautiful bird's nest fern. And then we also have an Epipremnum alplissimum, or what they call the silver pothos right here, $15.98. This also used to be a trending tropicals Costa Farm line for $19.98. So you'll see that there is a price reduction. It is a lower price. I would say that this is a really easy plant to take care of as well. Any Epipremnum aureum, Epipremnum alplissimum, and even an Epipremnum pinnatum, very fast growing plants, and they're easy to propagate. Dieffenbachia. So One Dieffenbachia I want to get is a Dieffenbachia crocodile. I just feel like Dieffenbachias are so beautiful, and I have to share a video of the Dieffenbachia Ghost Mint that I was able to get from greenspaces.id. I actually transferred it into leca. It's in semi-hydroponic substrate, and it has finally acclimated and actually started to push out some new growth. It is absolutely stunning. Think Dieffenbachia, like a Philodendron Florida ghost, where the leaves come out almost like a whitish color and they darken as it starts to harden. So interesting plant. Dieffenbachias are something that I want to add to my plant collection. Like, I would love to also add this green marantha, but it's just a little bit challenging. So let me just continue to walk around and show you some more beautiful plants. This one is a teardrop peperomia. I really love how it's very full and lush, and that's one thing that you have to really pay attention to, plant foldies, whenever you're selecting plants at a big box store, is really looking at the fullness of the plant, the health of the plant. Definitely inspect for pests. So if you see webbing or any type of like fuzzy white, those are signs of either potential spider mites or mealybugs. And you definitely don't want to bring a plant that's already infected with plant pests into your home, because that can create a pest infestation. I have heard that some of our plant foldies currently are struggling with spider mites and fungus gnats. Pests in general are just not fun, but just know there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You might have to struggle, and just think that plant pests, no matter how much pest preventatives you do in a houseplant collection, it is inevitable that it is going to happen unless you have natural beneficial bugs that will take care of them. But you'll see that I did pick up an Aglaonema red Siam. We have another beautiful Aglaonema red Siam here, $15.98. Everyone stop, pause, make sure you press the thumbs up and like button for this video, number one. And then number two, go ahead and go to a big box store, buy an Aglaonema red Siam or Aglaonema Siam Aurora for only $15.98 from Costa Farms. Every plant foldie, every viewer, every subscriber, I hope you guys will listen to my call to action by actually adding that Aglaonema, because I really am still campaigning to hashtag popularize Aglaonema. That's really a lot of my intent. You already know plant foldies. I'm pretty blunt. I'm pretty transparent about some of the intentions I have with this YouTube channel. You can see right here, we do have a Monstera Thai Constellation, $29.98 by Costa Farms. And then we have even more Monstera Thai Constellations here. So let's just keep walking around and looking at some of the plants that they have available at this Lowe's location. Feel free to leave your comments, your insights, anything you want to share with me. I read all the comments. And again, I'm just so happy. I'm so relieved that my grandmother is doing much better after getting emergency surgery this past Monday. Like I said, again, I posted an update of her actually getting physical therapy, and she is just such a fighter. She is already up and walking after having surgery just a couple of days ago, and she's determined. If you see in the video, the short video clip, she did not want to sit down. She wanted to finish her session. And to me, just like anybody else that really has that tenacity, that will to live, I really have to attribute my grandmother's fearlessness to just go for it. She fell, she had an emergency surgery, she got up, and she continues to push herself. And I just hope that for anybody that might be struggling, for anybody that feels like there is no hope, at least utilize my grandmother as a prime example of somebody that has the tenacity, the will to push herself in order to maintain that quality of life. And I am really relieved. Again, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, plant foldies, but you already know, like, if you clicked on my video and you're watching my plant shopping videos, a lot of me is actually poured into sharing my daily life, things that are going on with me personally, things that are going on with my family, because Filipinos, in case y'all didn't know, Filipinos are large families, number one. And number two, Filipino families are so close knit. Family is everything. And for my plant foldy family, y'all are everything as well, because you have gotten me through some tough times. And I hope that we continue to hang out, celebrate plants, celebrate life, and really push ourselves to be our most authentic self. I talked about really living in the moment, because what happened with my grandmother, we can't predict what could happen in the future. What we have to be excited about is the present is a blessing. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, but if we are living our best life to the fullest, then that's all we can ask for. And obviously, kindness is everything. So more positive affirmations for our plant foldy community as I pick up all of these beautiful plants. So you can see urban jungle plants right here. Love the ceramic terracotta look of this bird's nest fern. And we're just going to keep exploring and looking at beautiful plants. And as you can see, we saw a bunch of Live Trends design plants on that end cap. And now we're looking at some of these large foliage plants by Costa Farms. This is another Dieffenbachia right over here. I don't know this particular Dieffenbachia plant ID. What I do know is eventually I'm going to end up buying a Dieffenbachia crocodile. They look very similar to Aglaonema, but Dieffenbachia plant carriers, again, they need quite a bit of bright indirect light. They need consistent watering. They're a little bit more spider mite prone, so I am a little bit weary about just getting that. And then we have some more Costa Farms trending tropical plants here. This one is a Syndapsis Trubai Moonlight, and at this Lowe's location, Costa Farms trending tropical plants are on sale for $14.98. My Lowe's deals, my Lowe's rewards. That's the reason why these plants are on sale right now. And I used to have a Syndapsis Trubai Moonlight, but I just didn't stay consistent with the watering. It's still pretty drought tolerant, but if you know me, or at least know, I tend to kind of overwhelm myself by accumulating a lot of plants. That's the reason why I've started to downsize my plant collection, try to curate it, and really hone in and focus on specific plants, mainly Aglaonema. And I mean, you can see right here, beautiful Monstera deliciosa. Look at how beautiful this plant is. It's ready to unfurl. It looks like a work of art. It almost looks like a seashell. And for those that like Monstera deliciosa, even the green variety is a stunner. A lot of times whenever plants start to get more popular with the variegated versions, people forget about the green versions. But I will tell you, the green versions of plants are always going to be the most healthy and most vigorous in growth, because they have that chlorophyll to really push the plant to grow a little bit more. Highly variegated plants tend to be a little bit slower. They tend to be a little bit more finicky. So the green varieties, the original varieties, the ones that you would see in Mother Nature, those are the ones that have the higher success rate and in terms of survival. Now we're going to be looking at some of these Philodendron orchids here. You can't go to Lowe's or a big box store and not see a Philodendron orchid. I mean, it is a basic staple when it comes to a tropical plant. You know, the only thing about Philodendron orchids is that the blooms will only last for about a month or two, and then it takes a while for them to rebloom. You can see this is another type of orchid, and this one, let me see the price, $18.98. Not a bad price at all. I love the fact that it is in a terracotta planter as well. Got some beautiful bromeliads right over here. Look at how beautiful this one is. You know, bromeliads, something that I would eventually grow in my plant collection. I would maybe reassess it maybe next year. I just have so many plants and I have to figure out whether I'm going to be able to overwinterize them. And you can see right here, this is a super full Lowe's location. I would say that they don't have nearly as many brand new plants, but the plants they have are still fairly healthy. Look at how lush and full this teddy bear vine is, for instance. This one is for $20.98 by Costa Farms. Costa Farms has just so many different types of hanging basket plants. I prefer the pothos plants. I am excited to be going to New York City Plant Con 2025, August 30th. That Saturday I'll be there. And like I said again, for the plant foldies that are going to be attending, I would love to meet up with y'all. Send me a direct message on Instagram so we can coordinate a meetup. And I'm excited to be running into Justin of Costa Farms. I would hope we can talk about some Aglaonema, because I really hope that Costa Farms will just create a trend and even release some more colorful Aglaonema, because plant foldies, wouldn't you love to see more trending tropicals of Aglaonema? But for now, as you can see right here, Costa Farms will also push out some really large foliage plants. So we've got a bird of paradise, white bird of paradise. I believe we have some Dracaena mesangiana. We've got some large Ficus lyrata here. We've got some more Dracaenas, and look at this. What a beautiful sight of just so many plants here. I just feel very fortunate, very lucky to be able to share the different types of big box stores we have in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I would say if you take a road trip here, come up and check out all of these Lowe's locations, these big box stores. I mean, you'll see that we're always replenished and full, even the least replenished and full big box store at the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I would even say, based on your comments, Plant Foldies, that we have a really good selection of plants. So you can see right here, we've got a Dracaena Lime Light. This one, I believe, is for $22.98. I love that foliage. The color is bright, and this one can actually tolerate lower light conditions. And then you can see right here, we've got some large foliage plants. We also have some Croton Petras. Love this. It just doesn't like to be grown indoors. We've got a cordyline Hawaiian tea plant kiwi. That is also another plant that you really need to be growing outdoors, because it will get spider mites indoors. But as you can see right here, it is a super full and pretty organized. I love the merchandising of this particular Lowe's location. You can see they've got indoor tropical plant food by Miracle Grow. Love Miracle Grow fertilizer. And so let's just keep looking at these large foliage plants. If I had the space, I would totally buy one of these big plants here, but unfortunately I don't. I've already packed my back patio with so many different types of plants. But like I said again, growing plants outdoors, you should really try it, Plant Foldies. They just grow a lot faster, and in terms of watering, you can just take a hose or have an automated sprinkler to take care of the plants. Look at this beautiful Dieffenbachia Sublime. It's super light. I love the variegation. Tempted to get it as well, but I just know, you already know that Dieffenbachia can be a little bit of a challenge because it is a plant that needs a lot of light. So any plant that really needs a lot of light, especially if you're going to try to grow it in an indoor space, it just is a little bit more challenging to keep it happy and healthy. And Costa Farms does it again in terms of just filling up a beautiful Lowe's location with so many beautiful indoor tropical plants for such a cost-effective price. These are pretty budget friendly considering you're looking at massive size plants. Not only did I find an amazing Philodendron hederaceum for 50% off, on sale for 50% off, I'm also noticing that this Lowe's location has some massive large plants. Let's take a look at this plant price right here. That is not bad at all. $49.98 for this really tall Dracaena mesangiana. I also see for $49.98 a massive spathiphyllum, or what you call peace lily. I love the texture of the leaves of a peace lily, and if I'm able to find a massive Aglaonema silver bay or Aglaonema golden bay in that size, I would totally buy it. But plant foldies, as I wrap up this big box store plant shopping video, I hope you guys have gotten some good takebacks in terms of plant selection, plant pricing, ways to save money while shopping at big box stores, and overall just giving you guys some life updates. Know that you guys make this community a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend as this video premieres and you guys do some amazing big box store plant shopping. Feel free to leave in the comment section questions about the plants or anything of that nature. Know that I will always respond to every single comment, as long as you guys are always going to be doing it in a respectful manner. So as I spin around here, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up this particular Philodendron hederaceum that I got lucky to find that is actually on clearance or on sale for 50% off. Even though I already have a Philodendron hederaceum, it's always you know, a plant that I wouldn't mind have multiples of, and I will eventually let it grow a little bit more and take cuttings to propagate. My grandmother has really inspired me to just multiply and propagate my plants, whether it's in the intent of actually selling or just better yet gifting them and sharing my love for plants with others. So I really have enjoyed taking you guys alongside with me to go big box store plant shopping. I feel super accomplished to, you know, wrap up this week. This week has been crazy busy, stressful. I've been emotionally drained knowing that, you know, my grandmother ended up having a little bit of an accident, but things are a lot better. And to cap off this week, I definitely needed this beautiful Philodendron hederaceum Brazil. It is going home with me, and I would also encourage anybody, self-care is the best care. Treat yourself and buy yourself a plant. As always, plant foldies, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. Just click the join button or the link in the comment section below that is pinned. But this Philodendron hederaceum Brazil is definitely going to bring me some joy. As always, my name is Richie at Grow Folds. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel with all the notification bell on so you're always in tune with my new uploads. Also, click on the videos that are showing up on the screen right now so you can see some more of my videos. I really hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.